Scene 1, interior, New York apartment day. Light trickles in from the slight opening from the heavy heirloom curtains. The light lands perfectly on a young woman's face who is sprawled out on the California king bed. The young woman, Celine, late 20s, is wearing dirty sweats that clash with the expensiveness of the bedroom. Her blonde hair is a matted mess. Her eyes slowly open and wince at the sunlight. She slightly moves her mouth, registering a flavor. She cringes and sighs before flopping back over on the bed.
I still never got used to the taste of garlic.
The taste is so prominent in her mouth, and she winces again. She crawls across the bed to the nightstand and grabs a cup of water and takes 3 deep sips. She sets the cup down. Next to the cup is 2 garlic pills and a note that says,
"Swallow for me. Kiss, kiss, John."
Celine glances at the note before stealthily looking around the room. There is no sight of her fiancé, John.
Thank fuck.
She sits upright on the side of the bed. She picks up a remote on the nightstand and presses a button. The heavy heirloom curtains start to move on a motorized track. Light begins to flood the room. The light catches onto her engagement ring that also sits on the nightstand. It creates an obnoxious flare with its reflection. She picks it up and slices her finger on the hunk of the diamond. She lets out a little cry before sucking the blood on her finger. Celine's face is stern, contemplative.
John made me take garlic pills every day.
Celine closes her eyes. Cut 2. Scene 2, interior, apartment kitchen, flashback. Celine and her Wall Street fiancé, John, mid-30s, with slicked hair and a starched suit, stand in the expansive kitchen. Celine is in complete disarray compared to John. He thrusts a glass of water at Celine's face. It nearly sloshes out of the cup. Celine flinches from the water that almost hits her in the face. "Take the damn pills, Celine." Celine fidgets with the pill between her fingers.
John, please.
Her face grows stiff. Tears begin to well in her eyes.
I told John that I had a fear of swallowing.
John sighs heavily, dramatically running his finger through his hair. "Fine, you can dissolve it in water this time." He takes the pill from her hands and drops it in the glass of water. He then leans in to kiss her on the cheek. "I'll see you later, babe." John picks up his briefcase and leaves the apartment. As soon as Celine hears the door close, her face drops its sad expression. It was all just a facade. She holds up the glass of water, which is now a dingy brown color. She watches it catch the light before dumping it down the sink.
Got me out of a lot of things I didn't want to do.
Celine watches the water swirl before it drains. She takes her ring off her finger and holds it over the drain. Hesitation. She reluctantly slides the ring back onto her finger. Cut 2. Scene 3, interior, New York apartment, present day. Celine's phone buzzes, which seemingly snaps her out of her trance. She grabs it from the nightstand. A message from John.
Lunch downtown. Tight schedule. Look nice.
Celine sighs and sets the phone on her lap. She composes herself for a moment before standing up. She heads over to an enormous full-length mirror in the corner of the room. She takes a few moments to take in her truly disheveled appearance. A white shirt that was more of a sickly gray, dark gray sweatpants that hung at different heights on her calves. It looks like she's been wearing these clothes for weeks. She tries to run her fingers through her hair. She gives up after the second unsuccessful pull. She returns to the nightstand and grabs the engagement ring and a pair of wired earbuds. She slips the ring into the pocket of her sweatpants. She heads over to the chair near the mirror and grabs her jacket. She exits the bedroom. Scene 4, interior, apartment kitchen, continuous. Celine slips on her jacket as she walks across the expansive apartment. She double-checks her pockets by briefly patting herself down. She exits the apartment, leaving the door open. She does not hesitate at all. Scene 5, exterior, New York City street, continuous. Celine walks with her hood up and earbuds in. She walks briskly down the busy street against a current of people. She keeps bumping shoulders with pedestrians around her.
I really love silence. Probably because I never get any with John.
She continues to walk. The earbuds dangle freely. They aren't plugged into anything.
He's always loud and annoying. I mean, fuck. If my name was John Smith, I'd probably make it everyone's problem too.
She scowls at the mere thought of John.
I mean, God, he always has to get the biggest thing out there.
She puts her hand into her sweatpants pocket and takes out the engagement ring. Her fingers are littered with little red cuts.
Like, damn it, John. Upsizing everything won't make you any less pathetic.
She winces at her scratched hand momentarily before slipping it back into her pocket. She lets out a deep sigh.
I'm sick of these fancy restaurant lunches.
She reaches her destination. She opens the heavy wood door to a building with a dark and rustic exterior. Scene 6, interior, ritzy restaurant, continuous. Celine enters the lobby of the restaurant. It is lavish and pearly, accented with heavy oak pillars.
They're the same gentrified bullshit.
A hostess in a tight black dress gestures her to the back corner of the restaurant.
Millennial abominations with QR code menus and avocado everything for that healthy flair.
Celine walks to a tall wooden booth that practically looks like a barrel. It is lined with puffy upholstery and a deep red. John is seated with 2 large plates already on the table. A bloody steak for himself and presumably for Celine, a salad. It is measly in comparison,